Well, it's Saturday. It's moving day here at the Tim Selinske U.S. Masters. We had a big day. It was hot. Let's take you out to the course right now. Let you see some highlights from today. Well, we've had a big day here at the Tim Selinske U.S. Masters. We're going to give you the wrap up right now. In the big boys division, the Masters division, tied for 10th place, Mr. Jerry Harmon, Mr. Chris Brophy. Chris Brophy shot a 57, 7 down that round. We played the Hedrick course this afternoon. He's sitting at 18 under par, as well as Jerry Harmon, who shot a 8 down 56 to catch Brophy. In 8th place, we have a two-way tie. Mr. Brock Woodall, the birdie bag man himself out of Kentucky, shot an amazing 51, 13 under, moved himself up to 20 under for the weekend, tied with my little brother, Brian McCree. Brian shot a 56 this afternoon on the Hedrick course and 8 under to move himself into a tie for 8th at 20 under par. In 7th place, having a tough day, the champ, Ken Climo, shot a 57, 7 under par. We'd all love to shoot that on a tough day. Kenny now sitting at 23 under par and 7th by himself. Tied for 5th place, Mr. Phil Arthur and Mr. Ron Converse. Both have shot the exact same thing every round. I believe they've played their rounds together. Both men netting a 54, 10 under par today to move them up to 25 under par for the weekend. We've got one round left. They'll probably be playing together again tomorrow. Sitting in 4th place in the lead card, Mr. Brad Hammock with a 54 today, shooting 10 under par, moves himself up to 26 under for the weekend. He'll be on that lead card tomorrow over on the Jackson Memorial Course. In 3rd place, the touring pro, the best putter in the world. He's got 3 trophies to prove it. Jay Redding shot himself an 11 under 53. Jay's now sitting at 28 under par, 3rd place by himself. In 2nd place, the man Barry Schultz, coming out here trying to use the mojo from Tim Selinske. He shot a really solid 10 under 54 in this 3rd round at the Hedrick course. He is now sitting at 30 under par, and he has cut into the deficit of our leader. Our leader is Mr. Patrick Brown out of the San Francisco area. Patrick shot a 58, 6 under that round. He was ahead of Barry going into that round by 6 strokes, only 2 strokes to mar. We were lucky enough to catch up with Barry Schultz after the round, as well as the current leader, Pat Brown. Let's hear what they had to say. Well, I'm lucky enough to run down the man from San Francisco in lead of the U.S. Masters this week. Pat, another great round. And tell me now, what went on out there, man? You had the wolves after you said it felt like. How'd you just keep yourself ahead of those guys?
I just tried to stay in focus, but I was just a little off, letting go a little early, grippy Georgia hands, sweating.
Oh, it's humid today.
Yeah, real humid. So I bought a birdie bag first thing this morning, trying to keep a little grip on the plastic, but I was definitely off out there this afternoon, and taking a 6 on 4 wasn't good. So just tried to come back from there and get as much as I could, but it just wasn't, working as easy as, yesterday. I wasn't out of body.
Well, now you played the Jackson Memorial Course this morning. That's where you'll be finishing up tomorrow. Did you learn anything? Do you feel like you've got an advantage or a disadvantage on that course? You played with a lot of these guys this morning on that track.
Yeah, I don't feel like there's any disadvantage at all. It's just, there you got to hit pure lines. Even sometimes you hit a pure line, like Kenny said, and you're in the middle of a fairway with a bunch of trees in the middle of the fairway. So it bounces each way for each person. So, sometimes you have luck and sometimes you don't. Me and Schultz kind of switched off today. He was in a lot of trouble and played a great round this morning, getting stuck behind every tree he could. And then I turned around and did it here, catching bounces and getting stuck and, not getting the birdies that you should or that you think you should. And it just didn't go my way, but they can't always, you can't get them all.
Well, Pat Brown still with a 2-stroke lead to go to bed on. He's going to have a battle on his hand all day tomorrow. Good luck, Pat.
Thank you, Billy.
Well, lucky enough to run down Barry Schultz after the round. Barry, man, what a tough day. What a tough 2 weeks. Could you find another piece of shul or another tree to get behind?
Well, it seems like the shots that I thought I threw correctly, just because I hadn't been on the course enough, weren't quite the right shots. And some of my kicks weren't the best. And it seemed like every time, more often than not, I was behind, in front of, next to a tree, a bush, or shrub, instead of having just kind of a normal, out of the rough kind of shot. It's not the easiest thing to deal with, but I think the hardest thing for me today was 2 of my pet peeves that I don't always deal with that well on the golf course: waiting and hot and humidity. And those are 2 things that I usually can have struggles with from time to time, and it showed a little bit on my scorecard because of that. Some putts because of the heat and humidity, and just didn't have the rhythm because of the waiting.
Well, I know you're going to get a good night's rest after the brain work you pulled off today. You made a big push, even with all that going on, and you cut 4 out of the deficit of 6. You've only got 2 to go now, and Pat seems to be trying to hold on and fight. He's a quality player. What do you think it'll take tomorrow to move past him and maybe get rid of him?
Well, I don't even know if we're the only 2 players in the game here, Billy. That second card could have shot hot. We were kind of mediocre on that first card, so if they could have shot a 49 or 50, they'd be right in the hunt too. As far as tomorrow goes, I think I have a better idea what shots are required on every hole out there, so I hope to score a couple strokes better. Patrick just played off the tee this morning, near perfectly over there. He got a couple good breaks, a couple bad breaks, but I'm kind of hoping he doesn't have that same day off the tee pattern. I might have a chance, but as long as I can throw the shots I want to, and go to my shot and throw the next one, and I'll be happy with the way it ends up. Playing golf.
That's Barry Schultz here at the Tim Selinske U.S. Masters. He's doing all he can to channel Tim. We'll see if he's got enough in him tomorrow to get the win. Tomorrow we'll have Pat Brown, Barry Schultz, Jay Redding, and Brad Hammock on the lead card. They'll be teeing off in the morning at 9 o'clock. We have a shotgun tee, and they'll be playing the Jackson Memorial Course. That will be the round that decides the winner of the 2010 Tim Selinske U.S. Masters. In the Granddaddy division, we had a heartbreaking situation. Matter of fact, let's go over right now and talk to David Greenwell about the situation. Well, I am here with the legendary David Greenwell. Dave, a very disappointing day for you. Tell me what happened, man.
Just wasn't in shape to play in this tournament. So, the reason that I came, even being out of shape, was for Tim Selinske. He was one of the best people I've ever known, and it was in honor of him, so that's why I was here. And it kills my soul to drop out of any tournament, but much less that one. I just couldn't hardly walk, Well, it's hard to play.
You actually made the move this morning on Greg. You got within 1 of Greg, and you made it through a dozen holes there. And I heard you say you were standing on the tee of 13, and the shin splints are just aching and burning, and you just couldn't even make it up the hill. Have you ever pulled out of a tournament before in that situation, Dave, due to injury or something like that?
Yeah, I've had to drop out of a few, mostly from knee trouble, but this wasn't knee trouble, it was everything else.
Well, you hadn't played since October, and really, you shouldn't be here. You knew that your body wasn't ready, but you really wanted to pay that tribute to Tim. And I'm sure he's smiling down now and happy that you are here. And we certainly are disappointed that you won't be able to finish, but it's wonderful to see you again, Dave.
Well, thanks, Billy. And, you know, it's all about Tim. And Tim, you the man, buddy.
Well, Dave is a class act, always has been a class act. And you could tell there he was really hurt, wanted to finish this thing, if nothing else, for the memory of Tim. Dave will be here tomorrow. He just will not be competing as he had to pull out. In first place, the man he was battling with, Greg Hosfeld. Hosfeld shot a 13 down that round on the Hedrick course, better than any of the boys in the Masters division on that lead card. He now sits at 25 under par with a substantial lead going into tomorrow, but they're going to play the Jackson course as well. And Tim shot a 12 under 52 this afternoon over on the Hedrick course. He's now sitting at 20 under par, and he'll be making a push on Greg Hosfeld all day tomorrow. Sitting in third place, Glenn Henry, the godfather of Virginia golf, shot himself a 59, 5 under par, and he's now sitting at 14 under. Rounding out the top 5, Woody Blackwell sitting in fourth, shot himself a 2 under, 62 that round. He fell back a little. He's only sitting at 11 under par right now. And my mentor, Alan Beaver, aka Al Birdie. He's a Hall of Famer and he's here to compete. He shot a smooth 60 that round, 4 under par. He's now sitting at 10 under par. Top 5 in the Granddaddy division. Let's go over now and let's talk to Greg Hosfeld, who's in the lead. Well, I'm standing here with Greg Hosfeld, aka the Hoss, many other nicknames as well. Greg, 51 that round. Would have took out the big boys, the Masters lead card. That's a solid round.
It actually was a little more solid than yesterday. Yesterday I had a lot of luck, which I was grateful for. Today, a little less luck and just felt a little better. I didn't feel that good after coming off the Jackson course. I was like, well, there's no way we should play another round. But I think, you know, I was warmed up. You know, I thought I was burned out, but I was warmed up, and yeah, it went well.
Well, now your closest competitor, longtime friend and rival, Dave Greenwell, moved within 1 stroke of you. I don't know how he was playing, but I know after 12 holes he couldn't continue.
Yeah.
Was he pushing you at all leading up to that, or was he just battling through and you were just driving on?
Well, you could tell he was really laboring through this whole thing, and I know that he didn't make the decision to come until like Sunday morning, or you know, it was a last-minute decision, and really the only reason he decided that he was going to come was for ski, you know, to just make an appearance to pay homage, you know. And so, you know, you hate to see Dave bail because he's one of the scrappiest golfers out there, you know. It's just so much fun playing with him. We got a lot of history. We've been playing with each other since, geez, you know, I can remember 81 playing in a tournament with him. You know, so hate to see it, but you know, injuries are what they are, you know, and he just had to bow out.
Well, that's the defending champ right now, and he's looking to go back-to-back as the Grandmasters U.S. Masters champion. Good luck tomorrow in the final round, Greg.
Thank you, Billy. Appreciate it.
In the women's division, Carrie Berlager shot a solid 61, 3 under on the Hedrick course. She's now sitting at 2 under for the tournament. Suzette Simmons in the Grandmasters women's shot an even par 64 that round. She is now sitting at 3 over par for the tournament. On to the senior Grandmasters, where Dr. Rick seems to have control. He shot a 57 that round, 8 under par. They did play the Warner course that round. He now sits 18 under for the weekend. Dr. Rick has a 5-stroke lead over the legendary Snapper Pearson out of California. Snapper tied him that round with a 57, couldn't make any strokes up. He is now sitting at 13 under par, 5 strokes behind the Doc, tomorrow heading into the final round. In third place of the Grandmasters is Michael Burton. Michael shot a 6 under 59 that round, and he is sitting at +2 right now. Well, we have had an excellent day here at the International Disc Golf Center. It's May 1st, 2010, and summer is here in Augusta. We'll see what happens tomorrow. We've got one round to go. This is the Tim Selinske U.S. Masters in Appling, Georgia at the International Disc Golf Center. Moving day's over. Tomorrow, it's time to close the deal.